So what's up, family? How you guys doing? Trying out this new camera that I have. I'm not sure if I like it. I'm looking down at it. Let's see if I put it over here. This works any better. Does that work any better? Not really. How's that? Does that work? Don't really like that either. Let's go with this. Yeah. So today's little vlog is about a little bit about the business of acting, and as usual, I'm going to try to keep it right between 10 and 15 minutes. Once again, as usual, it's your boy, a kid from Brooklyn. I am broadcasting to you from an undisclosed location just northeast of Atlanta. So I've been doing this acting thing for quite a while. Started out in New York and moved over to LA. The thing that got me started in New York actually was a short film that I did. It was called Hand on the Pump, and I played the lead character, a Haitian gas station attendant named Gene. We shot it in Brooklyn. Shout out to Brian Ash. Shout out to Cartoon Network. Brian is working for Cartoon Network right now, so shout out Brian. He was actually the first person that gave me my start. I was in New York for the summer, just visiting a friend of mine. I was living in Florida at the time. Didn't really want to go back to Florida. Wanted to stay in New York, my hometown. And maybe it was like the last day or the last couple days I was in New York. I happened to pick up Backstage, and I saw an ad for this short film. They were looking for an actor, and I, sent in my picture, I guess. I don't even remember really, maybe just made a phone call. This was at a time when producers and things left their phone number and stuff. It was before email. I think it was before email, yeah. 1999, is that before email? I think so. 1998, maybe even. Anyway, I answered the ad. Brian hired me. We shot the film, and the film. Then Brian submitted the film to a bunch of film festivals in New York, and it did really well. I got a manager out of the deal, and then the manager started submitting me for legitimate work on other projects in NYC, films and what have you. And my first major film, I did some soap operas. My first major film was an independent film called Love Goggles. I played the lead in that as well. And the director of that film submitted it to a brand new film festival out in Los Angeles at the time. It was called Hollywood Black Film Festival. And that was its first year of being a festival. And the film got submitted. The film won Best Narrative in the festival, and I got a lot of attention as the lead actor in the film. Got an agent. A couple agents courted me at the time, a couple major agents. I want to say not Wilhelmina, starts with a W. I don't remember. Anyway, if I try to remember, I'm sure I can remember. It's a father. No, it wasn't W. It was Don Buchwald. That's right, Don Buchwald. I ended up going with Don Buchwald and stayed in LA and did some things. Stayed in LA for about 3 years. Did some sitcoms. Got a lot of feature work in some films. But LA wasn't quite for me at the time. I was a raw New York cat with a raw New York attitude, which does not work in LA. Didn't know that at the time, and just didn't feel comfortable in LA. Just didn't feel like home, never felt like home. Shout out Venice Beach. But LA just didn't feel like home. And even though I was doing pretty well with my acting career, just didn't feel comfortable. So I left and I moved out of the country. I lived in Japan for 10 years, came back to America in 2013, came back to Los Angeles, thinking I was going to restart my career in Los Angeles, got an agent, goofy little agent, was not Don Buchwald, goofy little agent in Hollywood, in the city of Hollywood. And just didn't really work out for me. For the whole 3.5 years I was back in LA, I would say I auditioned for half a dozen projects, one of which I booked. It's called, oh my God, why can't I remember anything? Sitcom. It was a sitcom with the guy who was in, he was one of the guys, Morris Chestnut. That's right. Morris Chestnut was the lead actor. I think he played a doctor or something. And I got a small role as a music producer. And then I decided to move to Atlanta. Moved to Atlanta a little over 4 years ago. Started out with an agent called Salt. Stayed with Salt for about 1.5 years. Salt shut its theatrical division, leaving me out in the lurch. And I, then had to submit resumes and pictures and all that stuff. Got another agent, KSA, which is who I am now with here in Atlanta. KSA is great agent, a great agency. It's a boutique agency, and they have gotten me a lot of opportunities anyway to do my thing. It's probably about 6, maybe more, 6, 7 main casting directors here in Atlanta, and all of them know me by name. I've auditioned for all of them at least probably 5, 6, 7, 8 times each. Doing really well. I'm getting called back. These same casting directors keep calling me back. I've been put on hold. I've been submitted directly to producers. The biggest project I've worked on since I've lived here was Underground Railroad, which is coming out on Amazon sometime, hopefully this year. Shot it the year before last, right before COVID hit. And then COVID shut down the production. And from my understanding, they just, a couple months ago, resumed production and wrapped. So it is now ready to go. So that's like I said, I've had a lot of opportunities. I stay in class, not continuously. It's expensive, but I'll take a class for 6 weeks and then I'll drop out for a month or 2, and then I'll take another class. But there's no class quite like being in front of the camera, actually auditioning. There's nothing that compares to that. So when I'm not, actively in class, I'm auditioning, and I consider that to be class. I mean, if I have 4 auditions like I did this week, if I have 4 auditions a week, or even just 1 audition a week, that's kind of equivalent, sort of, to going to 1 class a week. So I'm getting the opportunities, but I am not, how can I say, closing the deal the way I think my talent should allow me to. Not to say that I'm some kind of great actor, but if you get called back by the top 2, 3, 4 casting directors in your market consistently, it means you're doing something right. It means you're doing something right in front of the camera. They wouldn't call you back 6 times, 7 times, 5 times. They wouldn't call you back 3 times, 2, 3 times if you go in there and you're not, what you're doing in front of the camera is not professional. So what's the problem? Why am I not, turning it over? And I guess what I'm realizing is it has to do with my administrative game. What do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. I had an audition yesterday for, well, I'm not going to say the casting director's name. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, but I'm not going to. But I think I would say there are 3 top casting directors, maybe 4 here in Atlanta. And as I said, they all know my name. And I had an audition for one of them yesterday for a project. And at the audition, at the taping facility, there was a lot of craziness going on. When I walked in, there was a guy there who I haven't seen there for quite a long time. And he was like, Trevor, I'm going to tape you today, not the usual guy that tapes you. Okay, fine, no problem. But Trevor, we're going to have to wait because there's a couple people ahead of you and they are going to be doing a live Zoom audition, and the taping room needs to be set up differently in order to accommodate these live Zoom auditions. So, okay, fine. I had my appointment. My appointment was at a specific time. I showed up in time to do my appointment, but when I got there, they weren't ready for me. They had some other things going on. No problem. No problem. No problem. I don't want to cause any commotion. I don't want to mess anybody up. I'll step to the side. You guys do what you want to do. So when it was my turn to audition, I did my audition and had a bang audition. You know when you have a bang audition, you feel it. And when you don't have a bang audition, you don't feel it, or you feel that too. But I had a bang audition. So after my audition, I step out of the room and this guy is supposed to upload my audition tape, upload a few different things, and therein was the problem. So when it came time for him to upload my materials, something happened in the room. The Zoom meeting took place. He had to upload his material first. People were coming in and out. Long story short, what ended up happening was my acting reel was not uploaded along with my audition, and neither was my slate. There was a rush. He was rushing to do my stuff while other things were going on. And these two crucial parts of the audition process were left off of my upload. And I cannot say that these two things determined whether or not I did or didn't get the job. I can say, though, when it comes down to you and maybe one or two or three other actors that the producers, the director, and the casting director like equally for different reasons, maybe, but if they like 2, 3, 4 different actors equally and they can't make a decision about who to choose based on the talent, what they do at that point is they go into your administrative stuff. So if I was in the running for this role, along with a couple other actors, and then they go into my Actors Access account and they see that there is no reel and no slate, my name is scratched off the list. Regardless of how great my acting was, regardless of how great my look might have been, whatever the case may be, those things go out the window when you are in competition with other people, because those little things like uploading your acting reel, making sure your resume is up to date, making sure you do a slate, uploading your slate. And on these slates, there are specific things that you've got to say in a specific order. For example, you've got to say your name, you've got to say your height, you've got to say where you're taping from. If you mess up the order, it sounds ridiculous, but if you mess up the order of these things that you're supposed to say on your slate, or if your resume isn't up to date, or like I said, your reel isn't uploaded along with your audition, these are the things that casting directors, producers, and directors use as final gatekeepers, because what it does is it reflects on your professionalism. In this industry, talent is important. Professionalism is more important. Why? There's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars at stake. Not only that, as you know, everything in this acting thing is extremely time specific. They don't have time to check your resume and see, try to find where's your phone number, how tall are you. They don't have time to wonder where is your reel. They don't have time to search YouTube to look for your reel. They don't have time to call your agent. Hey, can you send this guy's reel over? He didn't upload it. They don't have time. And if you don't dot those I's, cross those T's across the board, you are really hurting your chances at progression. Oh, this guy's a great actor, but he keeps forgetting to upload his reel. Oh, this guy's a great actor, but he keeps forgetting to do a slate. Oh, this guy was fantastic, but he said the slate instructions backwards. He didn't label his audition the way we asked him to. These are the final gatekeepers between you and it's not your look. It's your professional presentation. And I've just never really been good at administrative work. And what happens is, despite what you're able to, put forth across the camera, it makes you look unprofessional and they won't hire you. If you do that too many times, what'll happen is your agent will get pissed off. Trevor, why didn't you upload your reel? Why didn't you upload your slate? Why isn't your resume up to date? Does your reel have all your latest work? Is your agent or your manager's name listed correctly on your Actors Access account? Is your name spelled right? Is your height correct? Does your picture look like you look now, or does it look like you looked when you were 14? These things are important. These things are your business card, and you've got to always, you've got to have a certain amount of, you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to how you're presenting yourself, because no matter how talented you think you are, and you might be, your presentation is your calling card. It shows whether or not you're a professional in the industry. It shows whether or not you take the industry seriously. If you take yourself seriously, if you take the people you're working with seriously, and if you're not doing these tiny little things, they can cost you a job. So get your reel updated. Get your reel on Actors Access. Get your resume updated. Make it look pretty. Get your agent and your manager's name on your profile. Make sure these things are sharp, man. If you want the job, they're looking at these things. So you need to be looking at these things before they are looking at these things. You dig? That's all I've got to say, you guys. 4 auditions this week. Got another one I got coming up for Monday. I'm just going to keep going. If there's any questions you have, comments, feel free. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing this I'm going to try to do this at least once a week, or every time I have an audition would be better. Of the 4 auditions I had, I felt really good about 2 of them. One of them, I was not off book, so I found myself looking at the lines, but I had 3 of these auditions the same day, so I kind of had to make a choice about which 1 or 2 I was going to devote my effort into studying and preparing for. And one of them, I just didn't have the mental power. So yeah, that's it, fam. Hope you guys appreciate, like I said, like, subscribe, let anybody you know who is in this industry know about my channel. Any comments, anything you want to say, you can talk about my background. You can talk about, the edge of my computer here. That's what's up, fam. Once again, it's your boy, kid from Brooklyn. The world's a stage.